If there's one thing we've learned about business and life, it's that people are the X factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. I'm Ben and this is Syya, and welcome to our holiday episode of Gnaw on This. You know, we are right in between the holidays. I just celebrated Canada Day, and there's a holiday called July 4th, something called Independence Day coming up. No, I'm kidding.
Something
I hold
of that
two
nature.
passports. I was born in the States. I live in Canada. I go across the border. I get to see fireworks both days. I get 2 turkeys. I'm living the life large. So, you know what? We need to sit there and celebrate national holidays. We do. We need to celebrate them because it's important to celebrate the wins. It's important to sit there and celebrate all the good things in life, the things that bring us together, the things that make us who we are as families, as people, as tribes, as whatever we are, to be able to sit there and say, you know what? We've gone through another year. Let's be introspective. Let's sit there and let's say what's been good, what's been bad, what's been ugly, what's been great. Let's celebrate it all. Let's learn from it all. And let's move forward and figure out what's going to be great next year. So, Syya, let's gnaw on this.
Woohoo! Well, hey, happy holidays to everybody. I mean, this is the precursor, right? Before, well, at least for me, it's before our holiday weekend. But, I love that you said that. Let's take a moment to celebrate our successes. So as national holidays, we are, grateful for our predecessors to be able to give us our independence, to create the United States of America, to create a government that is unique and new and independent of monarchy, etc. Whatever, freedom, religion, all that good stuff, for the founding of our country, having that ability
tea in the harbor, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, tea, versus coffee, whatevs. But seriously, to me, when we celebrate these types of Independence Days, it's a celebration of our individual independence, of who we are, and that our contributions to the greater good or the greater humanity is not diminished because we're just one individual person. It's because our individual efforts become bigger efforts, and it becomes that groundswell, such that who'd have ever thought that they could revolt against the premier country in the world at that point in time, right? So it just takes that one little drop, and it could be you to be that person, right? Or it could be you to support, or maybe, inspire someone, etc. So I love the fact that you're saying, let's celebrate this, because, cheers to everybody and all your successes. And I hope everyone takes the time to leverage the day off that we have here in the United States to give yourself a small toast.
Yeah, because it's beyond the parades and the fanfare and the fireworks. It's looking at achievements, and in the U.S. achievements. We're coming up, 1776. We're coming up on 250 years.
Crazy.
You're coming up. Was it? There's 248 years this year. It's absolutely amazing. It's is that right?
Ooh.
Yeah. 248 years this year. Wow. And Canada's been around since 1867. So you look at the world of where we were, where we are, and where we're going, and and we look at it individually, collectively, and we sit there and say, okay, we're not perfect. We're not perfect, and nor will we ever be perfect. And is there trials and tribulations in the world? Yes, absolutely there are. Is there discontent and discord? Yes. But there's far more that brings us together than drives us apart. There's far more that aligns us. There's far more, we believe in far more that connects us, that brings us apart. And being able to sit there and say, okay, how do we celebrate that? How do we come to a point where we actually be able to have conversations without it being a situation where we're pointing fingers and say it's not whether I'm right, it's making sure that you're wrong.
Mm.
And being able to come up together and says, how do we celebrate the fact that you believe X, I believe Y? How do we get to Z together? How do we get, and without negating that you believe in X and I believe in Y? And and you're allowed to have your beliefs. I'm allowed to have my beliefs. It doesn't. We're not negating these things, but it's being able to take all of these sets of beliefs, all these ideas, all these ideals, and elevating them together to make one big country. And being able to be able to have that country be bigger and stronger and full of individuals that are tasked to make the country a better, safer, more ideal place for all. And I think that's what the national holidays are about, is just how do we become better versions of ourselves, both individually and collectively.
Dude, you just remind me of one of our previous week's episodes about going back into the office,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we had articulated, I'll reiterate it. Don't mandate and tell me what to do. But you know what, though? I do see the value of being together and coming together. I feel like these national holidays is the equivalent of that, right? It's
Absolutely.
giving the country an opportunity to be proud of the country that they live in, and to just, again, in a celebratory fashion, such that we have goodwill in our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how I feel about like the equivalent of going to like a concert. Like, I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of different perspectives,
Oh,
but they all have the shared love of the band and the music.
exactly.
And that's all that matters. Everyone's
Yeah.
just closing their eyes, enjoying the music. And that's where I think these national holidays is close your eyes, enjoy where you live,
Little,
enjoy
little
your
John Philip
family.
Sousa. Everybody close their eyes and listen to a little John Philip Sousa.
There we go. Yes. I was going to say Keys, but he wrote the national anthem, right?
Yes, I think
It
Keys did.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, there we go. Someone in the audience, guys, just Google that for me, please. I'm too lazy to look.
That's right. Thank God for we got good fact checkers in the audience here.
Yeah, we do. And we have international. I'm working with a team out in the UK. So you guys, you tell us, because I think that "God Save the King" is not the same thing as our national anthem. Like, it sounds similar.
There are baselines of the tonality of the anthem that are very similar.
Yeah. No. Okay. I digress. But yeah. Um, there was a factoid that one country doesn't have a national anthem, and
Really?
there's one country that does not have a national anthem. I almost want to say it's in Latin America somewhere, but it almost might be in Europe somewhere. I don't know. Someone,
Okay.
again, Google that for me, please. That just popped up in my head too.
But things like national anthems, national language. I mean, there is no quote unquote national language in the United States. It's English de facto, but there is no national language. But there is a national identity. There's a shared history. There's a shared identity, and it's being able to sit there and say with pride, we are a country of immigrants.
We
We
are.
are a country of immigrants where everybody came from somewhere. Save the First Nations who were here, who were here to begin with. But everybody came from somewhere, and everybody at one point in time was an immigrant, and everybody came here and struggled at one point in time, and everybody came here and learned a common language, and everybody came here and embraced a common set of ideals and a common set of culture and education and whatever. And that's what made the country what it is today. And it's the struggles of all these immigrant peoples that created the incredible nation that the United States is. And for the same thing, the Canada to a different extent. So we need to embrace where we came from to appreciate where we are.
Mm. Oh, I couldn't agree more than that. You know, we're just humans.
Yes.
We all want the same thing. Okay,
Yes.
guys? We want to love. We want our families to be nearby us. We want to care, right? We just want to have food, water, shelter. And it's unfortunate that, sometimes, you know, politics will get in the way of some of the basic humanity of things. Granted, I agree. Process. There needs to be process. You just can't have willy nilly, free for all. But I do think these types of celebrations gives us an opportunity for, as immigrants, to appreciate our new homeland,
Mm-hmm.
right? Our new home country. And it gives an opportunity for us to be reflective of, oh, I can choose where I want to be. And I think that's the beauty of choice, right?
Yes.
And yeah, man, that's kind of where my head's at, like, on this.
So I'd love to hear from the audience. What's your best stories of national holidays? What are the things that what do the national holidays mean to you? What do you think of when you think of the national holidays? What do what do you embrace? What do you remember the most? Whether it's a childhood memory, whether it's a recent memory, whatever it is. What are the things that that sit there and say, these are the things that I hold dear, whether it's a tradition, whether it's people, whatever it is. What are the things that that make the holidays for you, and why? The big thing is why, because we each have things that are special in our lives, and this is why. I mean, I have a fond memory of being in Sonoma on July 4th in
Mm.
California. What made it phenomenal for me is my cousin at the time was the mayor of the city.
Oh.
And I got to get the whole VIP treatment with the 4th of July parade, and being in the 4th of July parade and sitting at night and watching the fireworks, and and it was really cool being in quote unquote small town America, on July 4th, and just being part of a full day celebration that started early in the morning, went late at night, and it was all about barbecue and parades and fireworks and family and
Wine.
being together. And
Wine. You're in Sonoma.
there
Wine.
was a lot of wine. There
I'm
absolutely
jealous.
was a lot of wine. And to me, it's the memories of all that together, that are really special to me. And it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think that we all have those memories of our life of one special July 4th or Canada Day or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that just that keep us coming back.
I would like to give a shout out, and maybe because, again, I've selfishly, uh, I had to work all the holidays, all the major holidays in college when I was working at Disney, because a lot of people with families got the days off, right?
Sure.
But that was fine. So I just want to give a shout out to all the first responders working that day, and all the
Absolutely.
food and beverage and retail people working that day, and all the support, to make those days memorable for the rest of us, like for the rest of the world. Like, thank you so much, because it is hard to be away from family when you're in a capacity that someone's got to work on those days.
Yeah.
So
In the
I would,
military, and
yeah.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
you're right. I mean, there are people that are out there that have to work those days, to be able to make sure that the economy in the country and everybody is safe, and secure, and that the economy, continues. And
Right.
they all deserve our praise and our appreciation. I agree with you 100%.
So, okay. Well, I just want to say happy Canada Day to you, sir. I hope you enjoyed
And
it.
I hope you have an absolutely phenomenal 4th, and happy 4th of July to everybody around here. And celebrations and enjoy the holiday. And we will see you next week. So until next time, I'm Ben.
And I'm Syya.
And we'll see you soon.
Hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Not on This, Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Not on This, Business Bites.